What's going on, guys? So, have you been looking at the Ducky One 2 Mini or other 60% mechanical keyboards, but you can't commit because they don't have dedicated arrow keys? Well, this video may be for you. Today, we're going to take a look at and unbox the Ducky One 2 SF. The SF in Ducky One 2 SF stands for 65%, and this is basically a 60% mechanical keyboard with dedicated arrow keys. So I ordered the Ducky One 2 SF in the pure white variant. It is also currently offered in a black variant at the moment. And I decided to go with the Cherry MX Brown switches for their tactile feedback. This keyboard does come in all of the most popular Cherry MX switch variants, but the browns were the most appealing to me because I do like the tactile feedback, but I didn't want the noise that you get from the Cherry MX blues. And I'll be using this keyboard for gaming, obviously, but I'm not a competitive gamer, so the extra reliability of a mechanical keyboard wasn't something that really went into my decision process for upgrading to this keyboard. Also, I'm a minimalist at heart, so getting rid of all of the extra keys that are present on my full-size keyboard that I never use or didn't even realize were there is very appealing to me. So let's dive down and take a closer look at the Ducky One 2 SF. So here's the box the Ducky One 2 SF is going to come in. Packaging is very nice. It looks like a pretty standard Ducky box. On the back, we're going to have dimensions and weight. And then on the side, we're going to have the color of keyboard that we purchased and the type of switch that we purchased. Let's go ahead and open up the box. We open the box, we're going to have our user manual. We have our keyboard with some protective film over it. And then in these compartments to the back, we're going to have some accessories. I actually already took those out. And what we're going to get are some additional colored keycaps. These are going to be random with every keyboard that's purchased from Ducky, so yours may be different than mine. You're going to get a year of the rat spacebar, or whatever spacebar is for the current year. You're going to get a USB-C to USB 2.0 cable. Since this keyboard is wired, it's not a wireless keyboard. And you're going to get a keycap puller. The switches in this keyboard are not hot swappable, meaning they are soldered to the circuit board. So switching these probably requires more effort than it is worth. Now looking closer at the keyboard, we can see the 65% layout. This is not a standard layout, so swapping the keycaps may be harder than for something like the Ducky One 2 Mini. So in addition to our arrow keys over here, we're going to have a delete, a page up, and a page down key on the right. And so these are what's going to really differentiate this from a standard 60% keyboard and really allow this to be a lot more functional kind of for general office use. On the back of the keyboard, we're going to have DIP switches, and these are going to let us change which key is used as our function key for accessing secondary layers on the keyboard. We'll talk about these in a minute. Also, we have two options of feet for angling the keyboard for more ergonomics. These are nice, they're very sturdy, and they do have rubber bottoms, so the keyboard's not going to move around on you while you're gaming or typing or using force on the keyboard. Looking back at the front of the keyboard, we can get into some of the function layers that are present on the Ducky One 2 SF. So in addition to all the keys that you see on the top of the keyboard, we have all of the special functions that are printed on the side of the keys. And these are accessible by holding down the function key and then selecting the appropriate keyboard key. And so we have things like mouse movement, mouse clicks, screen brightness, anything you would expect to find on a standard full-size keyboard is present on this keyboard. It just requires a second layer to access those functions. The Ducky One 2SF has 6 programmable profiles. To access the 6 profiles, you're going to hold Function, Alt, and then number 1 through number 6. On each of these profiles, except for profile 1, we're going to be able to record macros. Macros are going to let you perform a variety of functions using a single key press. So in order to record a macro, we're going to hold Function, Alt, Tab. And then we're going to press the key that we want to assign the macro to. So we can do P. And then we're going to record our macro. So for the purpose of this, we're going to record hello. And then we can hit Function Alt to record and Function Alt Tab to get back out. And then whenever we hit P and we're on profile 2, the keyboard's going to type out hello. Go back to profile 1. Now we'll look at the different RGB lighting modes that the Ducky One 2SF has. So in order to access the different lighting modes, you're going to hold down Function, Alt, and then T. So we're going to have 8 different lighting modes in total. So for the full backlit mode, and for several other modes, we're able to customize the lighting options that are built into the board stock. And so if we want to change the backlit color under this constant backlit mode, we're going to hold Function Alt, and then you're going to see the Z, X, and C keys light up different colors, and those are going to let us change the background color based on the red, green, blue options that we have down here. So if we press Z, meaning more red, we'll cycle through those different options. And we can do the same with green and the same with blue. And you can play with that till you get the exact color that you want. So this keyboard has a lot going for it. There's a lot of things that you can do beyond what you can do on a regular keyboard, even though it is in a much smaller footprint. So in the middle of recording this video, I decided to swap out some of the keycaps with the ones provided by Ducky. I noticed that some of them weren't the same height as the rest of the keycaps on the board, which is a little weird and kind of unfortunate, but it was a really easy process. The keycap puller helped a lot. I threw on the Year of the Rat spacebar, and I think it looks really awesome. It's really no surprise that 60% keyboards are as popular as they are with gamers. The smaller form factor allows you to have your arms much closer together on the desk. This is a lot more comfortable for long gaming sessions. Also, with the low DPI settings typically used in first-person shooters, mouse movements are pretty drastic, and having the extra space to move around the mouse on the desk is very helpful. I do not see myself switching back to a full-size keyboard for gaming ever again. This keyboard also excels for typing. The tactile feedback is extremely satisfying and makes it easy to know when a key is actuated. The keys feel so much better than the wireless Logitech keyboard I have been using for the past few years. I hope you guys liked this video and found it helpful. If you have any other questions on the Ducky One 2SF, please feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And if you want to hang out with me after, I stream on Twitch every Sunday. If you guys want more videos like this one, please like and subscribe down below. I put out a new video every Sunday. Thanks, guys.